Hey, Aaron Zakowski here, and why don't you just record this little video here just to explain to a lot of you the reasons behind my recent announcement of that I'm shutting down my digital marketing agency, Zammo Digital, after about 14 years running that business. A lot of people have been asking me why I shut it down, what's next, what's the backstory. So I figured the best thing to do would be just to record this video and share it with my entire community. If you're watching this, I'd like to consider you part of my community, part of my network. Maybe you're on my email list, maybe you're listening to my podcast, maybe we're connected on social media, or we're hopefully friends in real life. But this is the backstory. This is kind of what's been going on and wanted to share it with you all. So in case you missed it, essentially, I made the announcement last week, so I think on June 22nd in a LinkedIn post, that I've decided to shut down my agency, Zammo Digital, after, like I said, about 14 years running that business. It was certainly a very hard decision, but in hindsight, it's the right decision, I believe, and I've had a lot of inner peace coming from the decision to step away from it. It was something that was an incredible opportunity for a very long time, but something that I didn't feel like was my real calling in life. I didn't feel like it was something where my professional destiny was meant to be running a digital marketing agency for my whole life. And life's progressing, and figured it was time to make some changes. To be honest, it was an incredible opportunity. It gave me the opportunity to work with some incredible people, both on my team as well as at the clients that I worked with, and also had a lot of opportunities to help grow a lot of amazing companies. Over the years, my team and I ran ads, mostly Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, some Google, Twitter, etc., and to work on growth marketing strategies for over 100 B2B and SaaS companies, from huge companies like DigitalOcean, InVision, Shutterstock, Lessonly, to a lot of mid-sized and smaller startups as well. Primarily, we worked within the tech sector, mostly with SaaS companies, software as a service, if you're not familiar with that term. And to be honest, for a long time, the agency was growing quite nicely. But the past year was pretty hard. Up until a year ago, I think we had our best year ever. And then starting last summer, around June or July of 2022, things started to decline pretty quickly. I think a big part of that was due to the macroeconomic environment. There was a lot of talk around that point about recessions, about slowdowns, and that was especially hard hitting within the tech industry, which we tended to work with. So unfortunately, that led to a very short period of time. A lot of clients left us for a myriad of different reasons. Some of them just said, their board voted that they were going to be stopping all marketing activities. Some other companies told us, they appreciated the work we did. We were getting them good leads at a good cost in a great volume, but due to the nature of the markets that they operated in, they weren't able to close any deals off of that, even though they thought the leads were really good. So essentially they couldn't keep going like that, and so they cut us at that point. Recently we had another client that decided to leave us, that we were hitting all of our KPIs. We were getting them a cost per customer exactly where they wanted. We were scaling them. Everything was going great. And they decided, due to cost cutting, they were going to bring somebody in-house to be able to run that, and therefore they were ending their contract with us. And it kind of gave me the realization that at this stage, even if we were doing a great job with a lot of our clients and getting them great results, things were still not looking good for the agency, and we were still losing revenue, and we were still losing clients. And to me, I took that as a sign that God was telling me that it was time to go on to something else. To be honest, I kind of had been thinking for a while that maybe God was sending me a bit of a message that it's time to go on and do something else, that he's got bigger and better opportunities in line for me. And I just needed to let go of this one thing that I had been, stuck to, running this agency for such a long time. And as I mentioned before, for a long time, I wasn't enjoying running the agency. I wasn't feeling moved to run the agency. And I think honestly, that might've been part of the reason why I might not have run it as well as I probably should have. To be honest, I had a realization recently, and this was a pretty strong signal to myself just a few weeks ago, that I might have been putting off some of my sales and outreach activities towards prospects that we had. We'd had some great leads come through, and yeah, sales cycles were taking a little bit longer than they had in the past, but I found myself not wanting to go after them too much, because if I signed a contract and we signed a new client, I was actually going to have to do the work of working on them. And I was feeling a little bit burnt out by working on so many different companies at a time and investing so much of my mind and my energy and my emotions into working on so many different clients at the same time. And that realization that, I might have been maybe self-sabotaging a little bit my company was also one of the things that helped me realize that it was time to move on. And as I said before, one of the things that I had commented to a few friends and mentors recently was that, I felt that every time a couple of clients left us, it was a feeling like God was trying to say, "Hey, Aaron, let's go do something else where I've got a better opportunity for you." But I was being stubborn and I held on, and I didn't cut things off at that point. So a few more months would go on, and then we'd lose a bit more revenue, and things would get a little bit tighter and a little bit less comfortable and a little bit more stress and anxiety, and lose a little bit more revenue. And there's another sign from God, it's time to move on. And I was hanging on and being stubborn, and still didn't listen too well. And eventually, a couple of weeks ago, there was that one straw that broke the camel's back. Like I said, a client that we were just having great success with. We were hitting all of their goals. For us, our retainer and our fee was increasing, which, is us, it's a sign of success within the agency that we're doing a good job for our client, and therefore we charge more for that. And yet this client still left us. So to me, that was just, the final sign that yes, it's time to move on. Yes, it's time to close down this business. And it'd been a great run for a long time. And I, like I said, a lot of peace. It was a very clear decision to me when the time came that even though I had held off so long not making this decision, when I finally did make this decision, I had a lot of confidence in the fact that I did it. So at this stage, what are my next steps? To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. It's very clear to me that I had to move away from what I'm doing. God provides for us all the time. And I know that I'm speaking of God a lot, but I truly believe that God fills our lives with success and provides us with everything that we need. And the vehicle through which my livelihood and my professional success was delivered to me in the past isn't necessarily what it's going to be in the future. So what comes next? I'm waiting to see. I'm looking at opportunities. Since I posted and announced that we're shutting down the agency, a lot of wonderful friends within my network, people I didn't know who've been following me for a long time have reached out, and we're discussing a lot of opportunities at this point. Haven't even begun at this point to reach out to all my past clients and a lot of my past colleagues. There's just been a lot of people who have contacted me, voicing their support, trying to connect to me and introduce me to different people. So that's been really great. Working at an agency has been challenging because in addition to running my own business, I had to invest so much of myself in trying to make sure that my clients succeeded. Even though we were primarily running, Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads or other paid ad channels on behalf of our clients, so there was so much more outside that defined scope of the project that I had to do, from really helping them to make sure that they had all the pieces in place in their businesses to enable our marketing efforts to work. So sometimes that was helping with their sales process. Sometimes that was helping advising them on content. But it required me to invest a lot of myself and a lot of my mental capacity into the clients that I worked with. And so right now, rather than going wide on working on a lot of clients, but not being able to go that deep, I think I'm looking for an opportunity to really grow a single business, to be full-time in-house marketing leadership role within a growth stage, probably a B2B company, but I'm open to other things, something like a chief marketing officer or VP marketing position or something similar. But, at the same time, I'm open to consulting or advisory positions, for the time being. And maybe there'll even be an opportunity now to start another business with the right person, if the right opportunity comes along. But, I'm looking for something where I could really sink in and grow one business and focus on content strategy, growth channels. Might be paid advertising, might not be paid advertising, but I've had some tremendous experiences working with a lot of great companies over the year. And I'm excited to take that experience that I have and bring it to the next company that I could really go deep, really get access to software and work with the full team, from sales team to financial teams to marketing teams, to really understand in a deep way a company that I can have a big impact on. So I think that's the next step, looking at different opportunities, like I said, talking to recruiters, talking to company owners and things like that. And I'm excited for what the future holds. Don't know what that's going to be, but I know it's going to be bright and I know it's going to be great. And just wanted to share that all with you. If you do know of anybody who would be looking for somebody like me to help their company, like I said, either as an in-house role, ideally full-time, or in a consulting or advisory position, I'm definitely looking to speak with as many great people as possible, to talk to good companies and see where I could really have an impact and find the right position. In addition to that, if you're looking for a good media buyer or you're looking for a good project manager, I recently, unfortunately, had to let go of a few people from Zammo Digital, and I'm trying to help them land on their feet as well. So if you're looking for anybody good, reach out to me. I might have some good introductions for you as well. So anyways, appreciate you guys listening to this video, this podcast, wherever you might be listening to it. appreciate all the love and support that I'm getting from my community and my network, and have a great day.